We're now coming back to the hotel in the bus. There was actually a coach ran from another hotel which we got a lift on. That's St Andrew's Cathedral, and work on the new underground. These trishaws, bicycle trishaws, which were very popular. They came on after rickshaws, but they're not used at all now. That was probably a rally or something that's going on. Passing the old colonial buildings in Singapore City. And now we, that evening, went on out to the zoo. Well, it's a sort of zoo out in the middle of the island for a night safari, which is quite unique. You go in a sort of open tram car thing pulled along by a little electric buggy, and you go through the animals, which are totally unenclosed. They're virtually in the forest. Nothing between you and them, and they're lit very subtly by special lights, so that, because most animals in fact are night creatures anyway.
And the mud protects them against pests. They don't like any members of the same species. The frequent shrill cries of hyenas can...
These are hyenas, of course.
Of 2 to 3 males, 5 to 10 females and youngs. Lionesses usually stay together throughout their lives at
Porcupine.
and over northern Africa.
Giraffes. Asian tigers. There's nothing that we can see between them and us. A little bit of a ditch, but nothing really very much.
Also able to dive quite well.
These are very interesting. They're fish-eating cats, fish-hunting cats. You'll see them fishing with their paws in a second.
Are they looking at you? Okay, let's move.
Didn't ever see them catch anything, but they that's how they live.
Huh?
Allez, ils sont déjà pas.
This is the swimming pool at the hotel, the Traders Hotel, and the restaurant over on the side there. This is our last day. We had a few hours sunshine, and the flight actually went out very late that night. Right, we're coming towards the end of our holiday. We just finished packing. This is our lounge in the hotel, or in the room. Jean's watching golf on the telly, and we're meeting Debbie and Paul at Raffles for tea in about half an hour's time. This is the foyer of the hotel, and we're sitting waiting for Paul to pick us up in his car. Paul has lived there for about 4 years. Paul and Debbie have lived there about 4 years now. We're going for tea at Raffles, and we've gone to their house, and that's their 1-year-old baby.
She's fictitious.
going to be a good idea to take a camera on a trip like this. Because we're certainly not going to do it again. And that was what we were going to do. And then
These are actually passports, they call them passbooks. For whiskey, apparently people have their own bottle of whiskey and they enter it up in the book when they drink there. I suppose it's really one of the old colonial things. And this is Debbie and Paul with the little one after we finished tea.
they're organised with food and that. And it was super that last year,
This is a photograph I took of the raffles in about 45 years ago. And this is how it is today.
This building actually was there when I was there. It's only been knocked down, but this is still there. And it was a club that I used to use, with a real big Olympic-sized swimming pool on the other side of it. This is general views of the city. It's the old St Andrew's Cathedral. And some of the old colonial buildings. I think that's the law courts, I'm not absolutely certain. It's very much the same as it was 40, 50 years ago when I was there. Of course, that's all brand new now. This is back in the hotel, out in the foyer. They'd blown up this big ball thing. There's an amusement thing, I think, for some children. Got inside the ball and we rolled around, as you'll see in a second. We were busy having our last supper before departing for the airport in about an hour's time, which I think about 11 o'clock. And we're now in the aircraft on our way to Dubai. It's probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. Fortunately, we were in business class.
Lift it up sideways.
This is breakfast about the local time, I suppose about 7 o'clock or 6 or 7 o'clock.
All dolphin capturing.
Very good service, and we're now over. We left Dubai after a couple of hours stop over there. We're over the desert coming out of Dubai. Very sparse-looking desert. Now over the city of Dubai. It's supposed to be a very nice place. People even go on there on holiday. Presumably the beaches are good, if nothing else. Very, very modern city. We didn't see much of it. This is a few hours on. We're somewhere over Iran. Tehran, I think, is just off to the right somewhere. We just passed Tehran. And it's miles and miles of highly mountainous, almost like the Alps, mountainous countryside. It's a very clear day, beautiful day, quite early in the morning, and everywhere is totally barren, not a road, building or anything in sight, and mostly all of above a certain height is totally snow covered. Went on for quite a long while, must have been an hour nearly, from we went out of Iran into the Balkans and onto Turkey, and it wasn't until sort of beyond Turkey, beyond the Black Sea, that we came out of the snow area. It's the first sign of any population, any roads or fields or anything. Probably in the Balkans, I would think. I'm not sure. Going over the coast into the Black Sea, and in the distance, quite a high lake, which was rather spectacular. And down below, a smaller lake below the snow line, but obviously with frost on it, or ice on it rather. And this is the television in the back of the seat, with the route on the aircraft is just near that red piece. So we're just, as you see, coming into the Black Sea, going north of Istanbul, probably north of Budapest. A bit further on, and just a general view down the aircraft to the big screen television. There's also a view screen. You can have any number of channels. You can either look out down onto the ground, or you can get movies or documentaries and all sorts of things. We've now actually reached the Channel coast between France there and England over on the right in a second there. I think we can see Dover there, the breakwaters and so on of Dover, round the corner to Ramsgate, Canby Island, I should think, somewhere a bit further down.
The Canary Wharf, look.
Or the Isle of Grain rather. That's Canary Wharf and the Millennium Tower, doing a bit of a turn over London. The Thames over there on your right, Thames Barrier on the left, Millennium Tower down on the right there, and the old West India Docks. There's quite a good shot there of the Millennium Dome. Thames again a bit further up, somewhere around, oh, I don't know, Chelsea, maybe a bit further up, Twickenham, I believe, and the television landing from the camera in the nose of the aircraft. We arrived back late middle of yesterday afternoon, and as you can see, we're busy unpacking all of our trophies and things, and we came back to this. Isn't that lovely? So that's the end of another holiday. This is totally different, but I've added it onto the end. On the Saturday afterwards, we went to a quiz, which was supposed to be a fancy dress thing, although we were about the only people in fancy dress. And that's Jean and I after we returned. And Pigs, of course, not in fancy dress.
What's your tail? What's your tail? It's not a trick. Let's rescue that before you knock it over. That's good, girl.
What's got there? What's got there?
Don't you jump up.